Olivia had everything money could buy: success, status, and unlimited confidence. But she believed some people were simply beneath her. One careless moment, one cruel insult, and one stranger she chose to humiliate. What Olivia didn't know was that the man in the hoodie wasn't ordinary at all. Minutes later, she walked into the most important interview of her life. And that's when she discovered the man she insulted was the CEO who would decide her future. Morning sunlight poured through Olivia's luxurious Bellevue mansion as she admired herself in the mirror, believing success belonged only to people like her. Today wasn't just another interview. It was the moment Olivia believed she would finally claim her place among the elite. With a satisfied smile, Olivia grabbed her designer briefcase and glanced across Lake Washington, already imagining her future executive office, before walking toward her luxury SUV. The engine started smoothly as Olivia drove out of her wealthy neighborhood with absolute confidence and zero self-doubt. As she crossed the floating bridge toward Seattle, Olivia wasn't thinking about the interview. She was imagining power. Olivia checked the dashboard clock and tightened her grip, unable to tolerate even the smallest delay. She spotted the daily grind ahead and immediately changed direction toward the crowded espresso bar. The moment she entered, Olivia froze at the sight of the long line stretching nearly outside. Her heel tapped against the polished floor as impatience slowly turned into visible frustration. Checking her watch again, Olivia reminded herself that executives weren't supposed to stand in lines. When her turn finally arrived, she ordered a large, extra-hot, triple-shot latte without hesitation. Olivia waited beside the pickup counter, fingers tapping impatiently on her expensive leather briefcase. Finally breaking her growing irritation, Olivia grabbed the cup and rushed toward the exit. In a sudden second of impact, Olivia slammed directly into the casually dressed stranger. The plastic lid burst open, and hot latte flew through the air toward the man's shoes. The stranger stepped back quietly, while Olivia instantly checked whether her own suit was safe, and waited quietly for a simple apology. But instead of apologizing, Olivia's expression hardened with visible annoyance and disgust. Then she raised her voice in front of everyone and blamed the man she had hit. Olivia pushed the encounter out of her mind and convinced herself it wasn't worth another thought. Only one thing mattered now: the executive position she already believed belonged to her. 20 minutes later, Olivia arrived in front of Omnitech Global Headquarters. The 70-story tower rose above the skyline like a symbol of power and influence. Inside the lobby, white marble floors and quiet luxury surrounded every step she took. She approached security with her polished corporate smile and presented her identification. The guard handed her a gold visitor badge and directed her to the top floor. As she entered the express elevator, Olivia admired her reflection and fixed her appearance. Rising toward the 70th floor, Olivia imagined the office she thought would soon become hers. The elevator doors opened quietly onto the executive floor, revealing a world reserved for power. The entire floor felt calm, elegant, and intimidating in a way Olivia admired. A receptionist greeted her warmly and guided her toward the main boardroom. Walking through the hallway, Olivia felt convinced she finally belonged among the elite. The receptionist stopped at a pair of frosted glass doors and wished her luck. Olivia took one deep breath and stepped confidently into the executive boardroom. 4 senior executives sat around a polished table studying her arrival carefully. But Olivia's eyes suddenly moved toward the head of the table. Her confident smile disappeared instantly as recognition hit her like a shockwave. Sitting calmly in the CEO's chair was the exact same man from the coffee shop. Olivia stopped moving completely as her mind replayed every cruel word from the coffee shop. Her eyes dropped lower and landed on the same coffee-stained canvas sneakers. In one unbearable moment, she understood the ordinary man had never been ordinary. James sat comfortably in his hoodie, completely unchanged despite owning the entire company. He was James Vance, the brilliant founder known for avoiding attention and dressing simply.
Olivia suddenly remembered every insult she had thrown at him just 1 hour earlier. Her heartbeat accelerated as confidence disappeared and embarrassment took its place. The other executives looked between them, sensing something serious had already happened. Olivia tried to speak, but her throat felt dry and her voice disappeared. Finally, she forced out an apology, hoping she could somehow undo what happened.
James raised one calm hand and quietly stopped Olivia before she could continue apologizing. He looked at her steadily and admitted that her qualifications were truly impressive. For one brief second, Olivia believed she still had a chance to recover. But James continued speaking, and his next words completely changed the room. "We don't care how important you think you are," James said calmly without raising his voice. "We care about how you treat people when you believe nobody important is watching." Olivia lowered her eyes as every word exposed the attitude she had hidden for years. James explained that Omnitech was built on humility, respect, and collaboration at every level. He reminded her that everyone mattered, from executives to the people cleaning the floors. Then James looked directly into her eyes and revealed he had already seen the real Olivia. For the first time in years, she had no excuse and nowhere to hide. James remained calm, showing the same patience he had shown at the coffee shop. Every executive in the room waited to hear what would happen next. He explained that leadership begins with character, not titles. At Omnitech, every employee was treated with equal respect. The memory of her cruel words replayed endlessly in her mind. A simple spilled coffee had revealed who she truly was. Then James quietly closed her application folder. The room became completely silent. The decision had already been made. Olivia knew what was coming before he even spoke. "Your application is rejected." Those words shattered the future she had imagined. Moments later, security entered the room. They treated her respectfully, even after everything. The long walk out felt longer than any journey she had ever taken. Even the receptionist could sense her humiliation. The elevator ride down felt endless. For the first time, she didn't like the person in the mirror. Outside, life continued as if nothing had happened. The same people she once ignored filled the sidewalks around her. Each person had a story, a struggle, and a value she never recognized. She finally understood how wrong she had been. Success without humility was meaningless. That painful lesson would stay with her forever. Weeks passed after the failed interview. Determined to change, Olivia began treating people differently. She started listening more and judging less. Simple words like please and thank you became genuine. Slowly, her attitude began to change. And with that change came a new perspective on life. She learned that respect is earned, not demanded. Real leaders lift others instead of looking down on them. That was the lesson James had wanted every leader to understand. Because character always speaks louder than status. Never judge people by their appearance, job, or status. The way you treat others when nobody important is watching reveals who you truly are. Respect costs nothing, but arrogance can cost everything.